Hi, and welcome to today's video. I'm going to talk today. I was suggested by a friend of mine to do a safety video. So I'm actually going to be doing a couple different videos on safety. One of them is going to be kind of hunter safety, which is going to probably be a little redundant for a lot of you, but some of the newer guys might learn a few things. So anyway, that's going to be one of the things we're talking about. But the other one is going to be shop safety, and when you're working on things, especially your own firearms. So that's the one we're going to be discussing today is shop safety and personal safety in relation to that. Growing up, I knew several older guys who couldn't hear that well. And the reason that they couldn't hear that well is because they had spent their whole life around tractors and machines of different types that were loud. And because of that, it bogged down their hearing and they couldn't hear as well anymore. So ear protection is extremely important. I personally prefer earplugs because they block out the noise a little bit better than the ear muffs, from in my experience. But either one is better than nothing because you can't replace your hearing. And that's something I've always been a very big proponent of. Now, there's different kinds of noise. I mean, if you're listening for something specific and you're trying to hear a certain type of noise, then okay, yeah, take your earplugs out or whatever. But if you're not and you're just listening to the lathe run or the grinder run or whatever else, that's what I call dumb noise. And it's not necessary. All that does is bring down your hearing over time. So unless you're listening for something specific, keep your earplugs in or your earmuffs on to protect your hearing. Gloves are another big one because they can prevent cuts and scrapes and different things, and protect your fingers and your hands. That's a pretty big one as well because you can't replace your fingers or your hands, and scars generally are permanent. Not that they're life-threatening or anything, or that they threaten to cut off your finger or whatever. But at the same time, they do lasting damage. So please also wear gloves, unless of course you're feeling something in particular that you have to have your senses on top of it. That would be about the only exception. And then also another one that I'm a big proponent of, and I've actually got some personal experience with this, is eye protection. Okay, when I was in high school, I was grinding with a grinder on some metal, and I did not have my eye protection on. I didn't have my safety goggles on. And my teacher got on me about it afterwards, but in the meantime, before he caught me doing that, a small microscopic piece of metal shaving came up and flew into my eye, and I felt it, but it didn't hurt or anything like that because it was just a small little piece. But it got to itching a little bit afterwards, and I kind of worried about it, and so I went to the eye doctor. And sure enough, he went in there and saw that there was a piece of metal a little small piece of metal in my eye, and he took a tool and just flicked it out and removed it. It didn't hurt or anything, but he said that if I hadn't, that it could have gotten infected and potentially affected my vision and caused potentially blindness or whatever in the future. So I went in right away, so it was no big deal. But those are the types of things that you can face if you don't use your personal protective equipment in the shop. So if you are a gunsmith or work in some other type of industry, make sure that you are using your personal protective equipment, your PPE, because it's very important. Machines, guns, lathes, whatever, all that can be replaced. But your vision, your fingers, your eyes, that type of stuff can't be replaced. So Please keep that in mind when you're working on your guns and other things. So anyway, that is the video for today, and we'll keep doing more. I'm going to try to do, now I'm up to a video a day, and I'm going to try to do a video every day except for Sundays. I won't do any video Sundays. So anyway, I appreciate your time. If you like the content, feel free to like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I also just created a YouTube channel, and I'm on there as well. So if you like these videos, feel free to check them out on there as well. They're cross-posted. So anyway, I appreciate your time. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.